So as the second half of Star Wars Rebels Season 3 is underway, we have seen a whole host of returning characters from the Clone Wars, prequels and original trilogy. So I will now count 10 of the best. Smuggler and con artist Lando Calrissian made his Rebels debut in Season 1, Episode 11, Idiot's Array, where Zeb bets Chopper against Calrissian in a game of Sabacc. Of course, Lando won using an Idiot's Array. The droid now belonged to Lando. To get him back, the crew of the Ghost had to rescue a puffer pig from Az Morgan. After a shootout between the Rebels and Az Morgan on a nearby farm, the Rebels eventually escape. The Rebels had a few more encounters with Lando Calrissian, but nothing major. Wolf was a clone commander who served under Jedi Master Plo Koon in the 104th Battalion during the Clone Wars. After his friend Fives died trying to convince the Jedi of Order 66, he, along with Rex and Gregor, removed their chips, preventing them from executing Order 66. After the Clone Wars, Rex, Gregor, and Wolf retired on Sealos, where they eventually encountered the crew of the Ghost, sent by Ahsoka Tano to find a base for the rebellion. Initially, Wolf didn't trust the Jedi and the Ghost crew, but privately alerted the Empire. He eventually came to trust the crew after they helped him destroy Agent Callus's AT-AT. After the battle, Rex opted to go with the rebels, leaving Wolf and Gregor on Sealos. Leia Organa made her Rebels debut in the episode titled A Princess on Lothal, where Leia aids Bail Organa to get ships for the growing rebellion. She is helped by the crew of the Ghost, especially Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus and his apprentice Ezra Bridger. They were disguised as stormtroopers. After they escaped the hands of the Imperials, Leia gave hope to Ezra before she left and returned to the rebellion. Cham Syndulla first appeared in the Clone Wars, assisting Jedi Master Mace Windu in freeing the planet of Ryloth from the Separatists. But after the Clone Wars, Ryloth was once again captured, but by the Empire. Cham formed his new group of freedom fighters, but his wife was killed and daughter Hera left and formed the Ghost Crew. They ran into each other when they planned to steal an Imperial character, but Cham wants to blow it up, symbolizing Ryloth's strength. After a long battle with the Empire, Cham chose to side with the rebels and his daughter. They eventually met again, but Grand Admiral Thrawn occupied the home of the Syndulla clan, forcing Cham to flee. After Hera and Ezra were captured by Imperial Captain Slavin, he ordered Cham surrender, or he would execute his daughter. After choosing to surrender, Hera then blew up the house, allowing the rebels to escape. In his early days, Hondo was a leader of the Organa gang, one of the most feared in the galaxy, but eventually disbanded by the Empire. 15 years after the rise of the Empire, Hondo took over Citro Vizago's starship. Hondo stole a droid controller. Vizago sent out a signal to the Lothal rebels, and Ezra and Chopper picked up the signal and boarded his ship. After Hondo and Ezra escaped, they had traveled to the Nixos system to sell power generators, not realizing that the buyer was Az Morgan. After a second shootout between Az Morgan and the rebels, Hondo and Ezra escaped with generators and stolen credits. Once Ezra revealed that he was feeling overwhelmed by responsibilities as a Jedi, Hondo suggested he become a pirate Jedi. But aboard the ship, Vizago ordered the capture of Hondo, but Ezra and Organa escaped. There were several other meetings between these two. One was when Hondo was being held captive by the Empire, but rebels helped him escape. Another was when Hondo and his Morgan established a deal with them as they acquired a flight plan for the Imperial cargo ship. But despite Ezra and Zeb's best efforts, Organa and Des Morgan left empty-handed. Of course, Lord Vader had to make an appearance at some point, especially when knowing that his apprentice was still alive. But at the climax of Season 2 on the planet of Malachor, Ezra finds Maul has been trapped on the planet of Malachor for years. Maul decides to team up with Ezra, Kanan, and Ahsoka to fight the 7th sister, 8th and 5th brother. After they're all killed, Maul helps Ezra unlock a Sith holocron. After that, Maul then betrays them, blinding Kanan. Vader arrived to face the Jedi. Ahsoka sacrificed herself and fought Vader, whereas identity was revealed to everyone. The temple then collapsed, and both left the temple. This is currently the last appearance of Vader in Rebels. 1 year after Ahsoka left the Jedi Order in Season 5 of The Clone Wars, she was able to locate Maul and capture him, thanks to the efforts of Rex and several other clones, but Maul escaped due to Order 66. But Rex had removed his inhibitor chip and the two faked the death. Ahsoka then tried to hide from the Empire, but she eventually ended up revealing herself to them. She met up with Bail Organa and the two started to establish a rebellion. Ahsoka would go on to use the code name Fulcrum. This was given to Imperial defector Agent Kallus after her. She would provide information to the Phoenix Squadron. Once Kanan was captured by the Empire, she led a rebel squadron to rescue him, and she would go on to join the Phoenix Squadron. Bringing back characters like Ahsoka and Wolf was a good idea, as they were popular characters. CT-7567, or Rex, was a clone captain during the Clone Wars and would fight alongside General Anakin Skywalker. After he learned of Order 66 from Fives, he removed his inhibitor chip and convinced Gregor and Wolf to do the same. He would then go into retirement with his fellow clones, but before that he went to accompany Ahsoka to Mandalore to capture Maul, but Order 66 prevented them from doing so, so Rex went into retirement. Whilst in retirement, the clones were introduced to the crew of the Ghost. Although initially not trusting the Jedi, they settled their differences and Rex joined the rebellion. Rex would then go on to feature in many other Phoenix Squadron's missions, one of these being the Ghost of Geonosis, where he would encounter Saw Gerrera. Saw would briefly join them to discover what happened to the Geonosians. The crew would take the remaining Geonosian captive, Saw betrayed them and tried to kill the Geonosian. After the rebels then escaped from the Empire, Saw left the Ghost crew but continued to fight against the Empire. Rex looks set to play a major part in Season 3, especially with the introduction of his master's former admiral. He was introduced in Season 3 and was taken over from Tarkin in overseeing the capture of the Phoenix Squadron. Thrawn was a strong leader and incredibly wise. He was able to predict his opponent's actions before they knew it themselves. This made him a feared opponent for the rebels, as he was one step ahead of them. In the episode Warhead, the Imperial sent out 94 Warhead droids to scout planets for where the rebels were hiding. After one of these droids lands on Chopper Base, Zeb, Chopper, and AP-5 are tasked with getting rid of it. They reprogram the droids to return to Thrawn's Star Destroyer and blow up. After this event, despite losing his Star Destroyer, Thrawn uses this to narrow down where the rebels are hiding. Thrawn is able to figure out who Fulcrum is after setting a trap, and he learns it's Agent Kallus. Kallus was able to deceive high-ranking officials like Governor Price and Admiral Yularen, showing off how incredibly wise and incredibly strong Grand Admiral Thrawn is. Maul was first introduced into Star Wars canon in The Phantom Menace, where he was tasked to kill Jedi Obi-Wan Kenobi and Qui-Gon Jinn. After dueling with Qui-Gon Jinn, Maul killed him but was cut in half by Obi-Wan Kenobi. Maul was eventually found during the Clone Wars by his brother Savage Opress. Maul, along with a terrorist group Death Watch and his brother, ruled over the neutral world of Mandalore. Maul would eventually encounter Obi-Wan for several rematches but lost them all. Once Sidious learned of Maul being alive, he hunted him down and killed his brother, but kept Maul alive. After the Clone Wars, Maul travelled to Mandalore but was met by Ahsoka, Rex, and a battalion of clones. Maul was captured, but the clones executed Order 66, allowing Maul to escape to Malachor. This is where he met young Ezra Bridger, Jedi Knight Kanan Jarrus, and Ahsoka. Maul convinced Ezra to help him open a Sith holocron, which would inevitably bring Ezra closer to the dark side. Maul would then betray the rebels, blinding Kanan and escaping Malachor. Maul and Ezra would meet again on Dathomir as they both searched for the answer. The answer they both got was Obi-Wan Kenobi. This will set up an amazing rematch between the two in later episodes of Season 3. So that was my list of the top 10 characters that returned in Star Wars Rebels. There's also a brand new episode, guys, released just yesterday, which contains Colonel Yularen, so I might have to make a second list after Season 3 finishes. It's going to be epic. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you all later.